So it is very clear that the law is such. Now, uh, uh, Yusek Pamunag said he gave options. Is it not that when you give options, there is only one option? You cannot have 5 options to a law because you don't have to interpret the law and have 5 options. The law is very clear. You give 18 million households all over the country for 2 months from 5 to 8,000. So why are you giving options to the IATF since you are the implementer here when the law is very clear? Can you explain that particular case why you give 5 options but there's only one option to give the 5 to 8,000 to all 18 million families all over the Philippines, which includes the city of Golden Friendship and my constituents in District 2 of Cagayan de Oro City, and including the others all over the country that were only on GCQ. Can you explain that why you gave these invalid options, illegal options, when there's only one option, and that is the law?
Yusek Pamunag.
Yes, Director. Again, I would like Director Paul Tacorda to answer that.
Director Tacorda, may you kindly reply? Okay, ang tanong po, bakit nagkaroon ng 5 option na malinaw po ang batas? 18 million, 5 months, no distinction between ECQ, GCQ. Director Tacorda, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, to respond to that, we gave options to the IATF EID because the DSWD is cognizant of the budgetary constraints. But we insisted that the emergency subsidy should be given to 18 million low-income households for the first month and the second month. But the position taken by the collegial body, the IATF EID, and as approved by the President, there are various social amelioration programs implemented not only by the DSWD but other national government agencies such as the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Finance, Social Security System, and the Department of Labor and Employment. So the IATF EID has taken the Section 4C to mean that the total number of beneficiaries of the social amelioration programs of the different agencies within the executive branch may approximate or exactly meet or exceed the numerical figure of 18 million low-income households. For the second tranche specifically, it will be the DSWD's AIX with provision to the left-out families and the DOF-SSS social business wage subsidy to reach the required 18 million beneficiaries. So notably, Mr. Chair and to Honorable Rufus Rodriguez, in each tranche, more than 18 million beneficiaries have received or will receive cash subsidies, and the entire government through the member agencies of the IATF EID have considered low income and even middle income families in the various social amelioration programs. I respectfully submit, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, can I ask further questions to Attorney Tacorda?
Yes, Honorable Rodriguez, your time is up, but yes, you may continue. Just I'll give you another minute, Honorable Rodriguez. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To pursue this point, under the law, there are only 2 provisos. The first proviso is that it will be based on the daily wage rate of the region. The second is those that will be deducted are the 4-piece program. Do we see there in the law that says that those given to the farmers, as what our good Deputy Speaker said, that the farmers are really due what is to be given, especially the rice farmers, because of the tariffication law. And then, of course, the DOLE also gives, but not everyone who's given under the CARE program. So, in other words, the law is very clear that it is therefore you cannot therefore dilute this 18 million by removing those who are receiving from the DA, from the DOLE and the others. And in fact, in the first tranche, you gave giving all the 18 million. So therefore, are you aware, compañero, and the entire DSWD implementing this, and of course the IATF, that are you aware that under the penal provisions of this particular law, any violation of this law will put everyone to jail? That's number one. Because we have penal provisions for those who disobey the law. And this is clearly a violation of the law, and those responsible will be the IATF and of course the DSWD, the implementer. Are you also aware, Panyero, that under the anti-graft law, Republic Act 3719, if a public official cause undue injury to the private persons, the people, in a manner contrary to law, and of course, this action of not giving the 5 to 6 to 8,000 and Cagayan de Oro receives 6,000 a month, will also be liable criminally and shall be charged in the ombudsman and will be facing a case in the Sandigan Bayan because you're causing undue injury to our, especially in Cagayan de Oro, to our low-income families who are not going to receive the second tranche. Are you aware of that? Violation, Panyero, of the penal provisions of Republic 11469 and also the anti-graft law. We know whether you're aware of that, so that nobody will be blamed if there will be those in the bracket of the low-income 18 million from some parts of our country now who have never been ECQ but only GCQ, and they have to therefore point to the law and say that there is a gross violation, clear, blatant, gross, deliberate violation of the IATF and DSWD in not giving the second tranche. Are you aware of that, Panyero and Yusek Pamonag?
Mr. Chair,
Tacorda.
just to respond to that, may I raise just 2 points? Number one, the powers enumerated in RA 11469 is conferred to the President. So the decision to give the emergency subsidy to this particular number of beneficiaries for the first tranche, second tranche is sanctioned by the President, to whom the powers were conferred by Congress. And number two, we believe it is the position of the IATF, EID, its member agencies, that they have substantially complied with the pertinent provisions of RA 11469, and they have done so in good faith, Mr. Chair, Honorable Rufus Rodriguez. We submit, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, the President is immune from suit, but those implementing them, an illegal provision as clearly showed, will have to be liable. And there can be no good faith here, which is a defense in any criminal proceeding. There is no good faith because the law is very clear, Mr. Chairman. And so therefore, this is now a warning because, as congressmen, we make the law and the executive are supposed to implement the law. And they cannot implement the law contrary to the law which we in Congress passed, and I voted in favor of the 11469 and participated in the debates. And so therefore, with that, Mr. Chairman, we would like to get everybody be aware that there will be a gross violation of the law if this will continue to be a deprivation of our low-income families all over the country that are not included in this executive order that had only a few provinces and regions that had been given. Furthermore, Mr. Chairman, the NCR will be given a second tranche. And we are very happy that the NCR had very good mayors like Mayor Lino Cayetano, Mayor Joy Belmonte, Isko Moreno, Vico Soto, and the others. And you know what? They have been giving, and we're salute them because they've been giving already 5 waves of assistance in food packs, cash, and so forth. Some already 8 waves. But in other cities which do not have the resources, like we have in our cities in Metro Manila, we cannot give all of this to 5 tranches or 8 tranches or waves of support. So the more, Mr. Chairman, that it should be given to, aside from the Metro Manila, because that is the law, we also should give, Mr. Chairman, to Mindanao, especially in Mindanao, because the lockdown was started on March 15. Everybody was asked to stay home, and there was no income, and there was no livelihood for at least 2 months. March 15 is now already June 2022. And so therefore, it's more than 3 months, Mr. Chairman. And we're only saying we give 2 months of emergency subsidy. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank you for giving me additional time to bring this out, because we don't want our law, the law of the House of Representatives and the Senate, being violated very clearly in this particular case, Article 4, Section Paragraph C. My thanks to our chairman, my thanks to Speaker Cayetano for bringing out the other issues, and DS Ray Villafuerte, and of course the chairman, Chairman Alvarado, and Chairman Mike Defensor. Thank you very much for the time given to this representation from the city of Golden Friendship, the city of Cagayan de Oro. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Rufus Rodriguez. Yes, I would advise the DSWD and also the IATF to look into that, because these are critical points raised by the Honorable Rodriguez. Kasi nga naman po, Metro Manila, mayaman na, tatanggap, paano naman po yung ibang lugar na, lalo sa Mindanao, na hindi ganun po lakas ang kanilang mga munisipyo o syudad at walang ganung pondo. Thank you, the Honorable Rodriguez. We now proceed doon po sa mga kinatawan ng ating mga guro. The Honorable Franz Castro is recognized. Honorable Castro.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Malinaw po doon sa yun din po isa sa question ko po, yung sinabi po ni Congressman Rodriguez, na malinaw po sa batas natin, at ako po isa po doon sa umattend ng special session, at malinaw na 2 buwan sa 18 million na low-income households na dapat ibigay. Dapat ito ay binigay ng April and May, so very delayed na. So dahil hindi naman po makasagot, Mr. Chair, ang DSWD, dahil sumusunod lang sila sa directives ng IATF at ang ating presidente, pwede po bang ma-invite natin next time, Mr. Chair, yung si General Galvez or si sino po ba yung chair ng IATF para makasagot po dito sa executive order na ginawa nila kaugnay nung pagbabago ng esensya ng batas po natin as regards sa pagbibigay ng SAP. Mr. Chair, can we invite the IATF?
As requested by the Honorable Castro, the committee secretary is directed to invite Secretary Galvez or whoever is responsible or could speak for the IATF in the next hearing. So ordered. Go ahead, Congressman Castro.
Chair, hindi na po ako magpupursu doon sa dito sa section 4, paragraph C, dahil malinaw naman kagaya ng sinabi ng ating kagalang-galang na Congressman Rodriguez. Sinabi din po yan ni DSL Ray. At syempre, alam din po yan ni Speaker. Ang tanong ko po, Mr. Chair, alam naman natin na yung mga drivers, particular dito sa NCR, merong mga 37,000 na involved po ng mga drivers. Na hanggang ngayon po, Mr. Chair, alaman naman natin na hindi sila nakakabiyahe. So, tanong po sa DSWD, meron na po ba kayong record ng pagbibigay ng SAP sa kanila? So, ilan pa po ba ang hindi nakakatanggap? Kasi nakakaiyak na po, Mr. Chair, namamalimos na yung ating mga driver sa lansangan. Alam niyo po, ang mga Filipino, ang mga driver po, hindi po yan mga tamad. bigyan lang oportunidad siya na maghanap buhay, maghahanap buhay yan para sa pamilya nila. So ako po, naiiyak ako din sa kalagayan ng ating mga drivers. So ano po yung magagawa dito na dagli ang tulong ng DSWD sa ating mga drivers po, especially sa NCR?
Yusek Pomonags is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. I would ask Yusek Neri to answer that question.
Thank you. Yusek Neri is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you so much, Congresswoman Castro. Pertaining to the transport group, the DSWD has already disbursed and provided assistance to the NCR alone, equivalent to 98,132 drivers, or equivalent in pesos, 785,056,000. For TNVS, assistance has already been provided to 4,175 drivers. To PUJ,
Ma'am, excuse po.
36,243.
Ano po yung TMGS?
Transport network. Like
Transport
Grab.
Network.
I think that's Grab
Grab.
drivers.
Ito po yung mga Grab. Okay.
Yes,
Sa Grab
apa.
po, ilan?
The PUJ, 36,243 drivers.
Iba po yung Grab at PUJ.
Yung PUJ, yung jeepney drivers po.
Opo,
yung
36,000.
36,243.
Yung Grab,
TNVS, 4,175.
4,000. Opo.
The MC Taxi, 21,610. And PUV, 36,104. Yung PUV, ano yun? Public utility vehicle, all public. So we have already provided more than 98,000 drivers in NCR alone.
Honorable Castro.
Mr. Chair, ang data po natin, sabi nila 75,000 jeepney drivers po. Ang nabigyan po ay 36. So no wonder meron tayong nakikitang namamalimos na sa kalsada. Pwede po ba akong mag-suggest, Mr. Chair, na dapat maging proactive po itong DSWD, lalong-lalo na madali naman nilang makausap yung mga organization ng mga drivers para malaman natin sino pa ba talaga yung hindi nakakatanggap ng ayuda, Mr. Chair. Pwede po ba ito na gawin ng DSWD?
Yusek Neri.
We will seriously take consideration of the suggestion of the Honorable Congresswoman. And thank you so much for that suggestion, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, babantayan ko po ito, yung sinuggest ko sa ating DSWD. Pangalawa, another topic, Mr. Chair, itong tungkol doon sa small business wage subsidy. Dahil po ang mga private teachers, school teachers, lalong-lalo na sa mga small and medium na mga eskwelahan po natin, Mr. Chair, ay mula po nung March 15 pa, hindi nakakatanggap ng ayuda. At alam naman natin na wala silang trabaho hanggang August 24 pa po yan. So paano po ba mapapadali yung pagbibigay sa kanila ng ayuda through SBWBS, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, Asik Glenda would...
Asik
answer
Glenda,
for
do
that.
you always recognize?
Mr. Chair and Honorable Congresswoman. So, ang DSWD po is member ng Sub-Technical Working Group and we can talk it out with the Department of Finance po who is the lead agency in the small business wage subsidy. Kasi po ang pamamaraan po ng pag-apply is yung pong employer ng mga teacher, yung for example, private school po, yun pong management ng private school po ang mag-apply for their teachers. Kasi automated po ito, directly po, papasok po sa SSS nila or sa bank account po ng kanilang mga empleyado. This is apart and distinct from the ESP SAP po of the DSWD, ma'am. But we will facilitate po yung sinabi nyo, ibabanggitin po namin ito sa susunod na aming SAP Technical Working Group meeting with the Department of Finance, ma'am.
Naintindihan ko na po yan, Mr. Chair. Kaya lang po, siguro isang buwan ko na itong inuulit-ulit, sa Committee on Basic Education, sa sa iba pang mga fora tungkol doon sa problema natin sa mga private school teachers na hindi nakakatanggap ng ayuda. Pwede po ba kami makakuha ng listahan, Mr. Chair, through the DSWD or SSS kung sino na yung mga school na nakatanggap po ng ayuda ng mga private school teachers? Kasi alam niyo po, Mr. Chair, 500,000 po yung naapektuhan na mga private school teachers ng pandemya na ito, na gusto naman nating matulungan dahil alam niyo po ba, kung makikita niyo sa social media, yung mga teacher nagtitinda na lang ng kung ano, nagluluto, nag-aalok sa internet kung ano na may titinda nila. So ang tagal na po mula pa nung March 15. Pwede po ba akong matulungan itong ng ating committee, itong DSWD, na ma-facilitate yung pagbibigay ng ayuda sa ating mga private school teachers, Mr. Chair?
Honorable Castro, I will, in order to assist your query, I don't think the DSWD would be the proper department. We will ask the SSS para we will officially ask through this committee a list of the school teachers. Makikita naman po nila kung ano yung mga eskwelahan na nag-avail ng small business wage subsidy. So the COMSEC is directed to kindly request the SSS to give us a list of the schools and the school teachers who have been given subsidy support by the SSS. So ordered. Honorable Castro, your time is up. You have a last question.
Manifestation na lang, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, can I have 1 minute, 30 seconds?
Go ahead, Honorable Castro.
Manifestation na lang, Mr. Chair, doon sa mga senior citizen. Tama po, yung kanina yung sinasabi ni DSL Ray kanina, yung mga ni DS Abu, tungkol sa mga senior citizen natin. Alam niyo po, Mr. Chair, hindi po totoo na nakakatanggap yung mga senior citizen, lalong-lalo na po yung tumatanggap ng social pension. Sana mabilisin din po yung bigay sa kanila ng ayuda, kasi napakahalaga po talaga sa ating mga senior citizen itong subsidy na ito sa medicine at sa ilan pa pong pangangailangan. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, the Honorable Castro. For your information, the Honorable Datol is still with us, listening to the discussions of this committee. Maraming salamat po sa kinatawan ng ating mga guro. At ngayon naman po tinatawagan natin ang head ng House Electoral Tribunal, the Honorable Congressman Ron Salo. Congressman Ron Salo is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Chairman, sa pagkakataon na makapagtanong din po tayo sa mga kinatawan mula sa DSWD. Mr. Chairman, nais ko pong tanungin either kung sino yung pwedeng sumagot po sa kanila. Nais po nating malaman kung ano po yung rason exactly bakit po nila pinili yung mas mahaba na proseso compared dun sa pinopropose at diniscuss po nila sa Kongreso with the Speaker and other members of the leadership. With respect dun sa proseso na supposed to be 3 steps lang, then pinili po nila na gawin yung 30 steps. So I just want to understand exactly what prompted the DSWD to take this particular process.
Thank you. Just like for the record, medyo umaga pa dyan dito, gabi na dito sa amin, Honorable Salo. Yusek Pumanog, would you like to react?
Thank you, Your Honor. One thing is we want that those eligible beneficiaries should get yung tinatawag nating emergency subsidy fund. And also, we want there should not be any duplications of emergency fund to be received by beneficiaries. Again, earlier I made mention that it is not only the DSWD that is giving the social amelioration package. There are still other agencies like DOLE, DTI, or DA, and DOF to SSS that gives social amelioration package. In which manner we took that step so that the emergency subsidy should be given to the eligible beneficiaries. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat. Kasi papansinin po natin, Mr. Chairman, tayo nakita natin kung paano tinrabaho ng kung yun. Dinatulog yung mga grupo natin, talagang minadali vote dahil susuporta po natin sa executive. In a matter of a day, natapos po ito. Pero bago po makalabas po yung implementing guidelines, then katanggap po yung mga mamayan po natin, it took them so long. Yung mga iba hanggang ngayon nag-aantay pa rin po. So po natin exactly maintindihan kung ang pananaw nga ba talaga natin is tulungan yung mga mamamayan po natin na individual na concern ng bawat isa po sa kanila para siguraduhin na later on hindi magkakaroon ng issue. When in fact, the issue is already a reason in the fact na i-deliver po yung support sa mga mamamayan po natin. So ang tanong dito, was the objective actually achieved? Yung objective po ninyo na para siguraduhin na
Honorable Salo, nag-in na po yung signal nyo. Okay, the objective, can you start with a question po, Honorable Salo?
yes, yes, Chairman. So ang tanong ko po dito, yung objective po pa ninyo na naabot nyo po ba yon? Na hindi
Honorable Salo, I'm sorry but your signal is really bad. Yung last phrase niyo po nawawala, nagiging choppy na po yung signal nyo.
Sorry. So, ang tanong ko po doon, Mr. Chairman, kung yung objective po ba nila, naabot po ba nila yon? Kasi kung sinasabi nila na para siguraduhin na yung eligible, sila lang po makakatanggap, nagawa po ba yon?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. We really would want to help our kababayans, especially the poor ones. But there are also some conditions like security conditions in the area, yung mga gidas natin, geographically isolated areas, and because of the some health hazards. These are the things that sometimes nagpapatagal, slow down yung process ng ating pagbibigay ng social amelioration package. Now, there are some areas na wala itong mga elements na to. In just a few days, ibibigay na natin yung ayuda sa ating mga kababayan. So again, I would like to reiterate na the DSWD really would like to help our poor kababayans, especially those who are affected with the COVID-19 pandemic. That's all.
Maraming salamat po sa sagot po ninyo. So balit, maganda po yung binabanggit po ninyo, may mga geographical isolated areas, tama naman po yun dahil may mga areas na mga may security threats. But sa kabuuan po, basically, kahit dito sa Metro Manila, yung araw-araw at tinatanong po nila kailan darating yung ayuda mula sa gobyerno. So, yes, understandable yung malayo, pero within Metro Manila itself, it's really a big question, bakit abutin po ng ganun siyam-siyam? And proseso yung matay-matay na po sa gutom.
Honorable Salo, I apologize, but those of us here in plenary cannot understand. It's again coming in garbled, Honorable Salo.
Sorry. So, perhaps I'll just ask next hearing.
Yes, the Honorable Salo, that would be fine.
Sorry. Thank you.
Maybe in the next hearing, the Honorable Salo, baka dapat po wag masyadong maulap para po yung signal mas maganda sa inyong background. Okay, so we will give the chance to the Honorable Salo in the next hearing. With your indulgence, Honorable Salo, we will now proceed to the next interpolator because your signal is really coming in choppy. So we now proceed.
Nangyari. Ay, nako.
Mr. Chair, I cannot hear from the plenary.
Ngayon po, okay na po. Go ahead.
Private ka?
Kasi kami dito. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Isang makabayan na pagbati sa House Speaker, sa ating mga House Leaders at lahat po ng ating mga kapwa mamabatas, mga manonood, ang mga tagapakinig at lahat po ng ating mga resource speaker ngayong hapon. Ang Kabataan Party List po ay nananawagan rin ng mabilis, epektibo at demokratikong pamamaraan ng pagbibigay ng ayuda para sa pagkain at mga batayang pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan laban sa gutom at sakit sa gitna ng COVID-19 crisis. I shared the sentiments of our fellow legislators on the expediency of government support, particularly SAP, cash subsidies, and other assistance programs. Ang kinakailangan po natin ay daglian na response, emergency response sa harap ng isang public health emergency, at nakakabahala kung paanong kahit po meron ng mga dagdag na kapangyarihan ay hindi po ito kailangan pa natin tignan at pag-aralan kung paanong mapapabilis ang pagpapaabot ng mga ayuda at iba pang mga pangsuporta sa ating mga kababayan. Sa mga pagsisikap po ng mga kabataan at estudyante na nagpaabot ng mga assistance rin sa kanilang mga sariling relief drive at fundraising initiatives, nakita po natin ang pangangailangan sa isang espasyo katulad nito para makita kung ano ba yung mga issues na kailangan natin agaran na rin natugunan, dahil ang naging epekto po ng halos 3 buwan na hindi makapagtrabaho ang mga manggagawa, marami pong hindi makapaghanap buhay, ay ang uncertainties din po na nararamdaman ng mga bata at ng mga kabataan pagdating sa kanilang mga pag-aaral, gayon din po para dun sa mga bagong graduates para sa kanilang pagtatrabaho dahil sa malawakan na impact ng COVID-19 crisis. Tungkol po sa trabaho, Ginoong Chairperson, nais kong tanungin ang DSWD kasi kanina po naiulat nila na higit 1,000 nilang mga manggagawa ang kinailangan mag-quarantine at nasa 19 ang positibo sa COVID-19, dulot ng mga bantang kanilang hinarap sa paggampan ng kanilang mga trabaho. At June 11 lamang po na isama sa mas pinalawig na COVID-19 testing coverage ang mga social workers. Ginoong Chair, bago ang June 11, paano po natin tinitiyak na ang mga social workers at lahat ng mga field workers ng DSWD ay protektado mula sa COVID-19? Magkano na po ang pondong ginugugol natin para sa proteksyon at kompensasyon ng mga public social workers at lahat ng ating mga public social welfare and development workers? That's for my first query, Mr. Chair.
DSWD?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I would like to direct this question to Yusek Gabiola.
Yusek Cabiola is recognized.
Mr. Chair, honorable members of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, Congresswoman Ilago, good afternoon. Opo, ang ating departamento ay tumutulong sa ating mga kawani sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng PPEs. Ito po ay ginagawa natin sa central office at ganun din po sa ating mga field offices. In addition to that, tayo po ay nagbigay sa kanila ng libreng pagkain during the time na nagkaroon tayo ng ECQ sa Metro Manila. Ginawa po natin to upang maiwasan natin yung kontaminado at yung paglabas ng ating mga kawani sa ating departamento. Nagbigay din po tayo ng kaunting matitirahan dito sa central office para sa mga kawani na hindi makalabas o malayo ang kanilang tinitirhan. Ayan po ay ilan lamang sa ating pagtugon sa tawag na pag-iingat dahil lahat naman po tayo ay walang assurance na hindi po tayo tatamaan ng COVID. Araw-araw po ay nagkakaroon tayo ng paglilinis sa ating mga opisina at general cleaning po during weekend. Ito po ay ating hinihingi ng tulong din sa Quezon City para sa contamination ng ating mga opisina sa central office. At ang alam ko po, ganyan din po ang ginagawa sa mga field offices. Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chair, may we know the exact number of the DSWD workers and employees who were required to go under quarantine? May naging suporta po ba sa kanila pagdating po sa allowances at sa mga dagdag po na mga assistance para sila ay matiyak na makapag-quarantine po ng ligtas at kanilang mapoprotektahan ang kanilang kalusugan, no, batay po no dun sa napakahalaga nilang gawain na sila ay nasa harapan, no, kayo po no ang nasa harapan ng pagtitiyak ng social amelioration program panlaban hindi lamang mismo sa coronavirus, no, kundi laban po sa gutom at sa iba pang mga sakit.
Yes, go ahead. Mr. Gaviola.
Sa ngayon po, ang ating kawani ay umaabot po ng 13,000, mahigit 13,800 po sa regular employees at meron po tayong contract of service na 11,500. Ayon po sa ating sa DBM issuance na pagkalooban po ng hazard pay ang ating mga kawani na nasa loob ng ECQ area, ito po ay ating iginawad sa kanila. At sa central office po, ito po ay napagkaloob at ang huling month or the month of May will be released within this month para makumpleto na po natin yung pangangailangan nila ng hazard pay. So far, Mr. Chair, ayan lang po ang ating may pagkaloob ngayon na naaayon sa DBM circular. Ngunit kung ano man po ang iuutos sa atin ay ating ipagkakaloob kung ito po ay naaayon sa ating batas. Salamat po.
Also, Mr. Chair, I would like to add that 14,000 or 57% out of the 25,000 employees we had are engaged in SAP implementations. No? and some 1,000, or to be exact, 1,324 employees had to undergo self-quarantine. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Ilago.
Mr. Chair, is the DSWD aware of the benefits that are required to be given to all our public social workers and public social welfare and development workers as mandated in Republic Act 9433, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for social workers? How much funds, Mr. Chair, have been set aside for this for the year 2020? And has there been an augmentation, given that we're facing a public health emergency and we need additional support to ensure that our social workers and all our social welfare and development workers, frontliners, are safe and protected as well?
Honorable Ilago, is that... Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
thank you, Honor Mr. Chair. Yusek Gabiola would answer that one.
Ang DSWD po ay nagpapasalamat kung mayroon pong maidadagdag na budget para sa pangangailangan po ng ating social workers. Kami po ay aware doon sa batas ng social welfare at ito nga po ay ginagawa namin ng dagdag na alituntunin upang ang batas po ay amin na maipatupad. May mga usapan po dito ang DBM at ang DSWD kung paano po natin i-define kung sino po ang social workers at sino po ang public public social workers. Kung ito po'y matatapos na ay maaari na po naming may pagkaloob ang benepisyo ng batas na ito. Sana po ating maintindihan na hindi lang po ito para sa mga social workers na nagwo-work sa DSWD, kundi para sa pangkalahatang gobyerno na tumutumbok sa definisyon ng social worker. Salamat po.
Ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, wala pa po tayong nagugugol na pondo para po sa hazard allowance at hazard pay para doon sa 1,324 na kinailangan mag-self-quarantine dahil po sa ginampanan nilang tungkulin sa SAP at gayon din po doon sa 19 natin na mga workers na nag-test po na positive. Wala pa po ba silang natatanggap sa ngayon? Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, meron na po natatanggap ang ating mga kawani.
Magkano na po ito?
Ito po ay ang hazard pay at ang iba po ay tumatanggap ng family food pack habang sila po ay naka-quarantine.
Mr. Chair, magkano na po ang ginugugol para dito, Mr. Chair?
Right now po, kung maaari, babalikan na lang po namin kayo para alamin po namin kung ano po yung exact na amount para dito sa hazard.
Honorable Ilago, yes, your time.
Maraming salamat.
Again, yeah, your time to interpolate or to manifest. 1 minute, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that's my final question, and I'd like to request the submission of the DSWD on the report of the conditions of our public social workers and public social welfare and development workers, as well as the efforts of the agency in coordinating with all our LGUs and other government agencies with regard to the protection of this particular sector. And also po, all our reports are related to funding for the benefits of our social workers as mandated in the Magna Carta for social workers. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Ang kabataan po ay patuloy na magsusulong ng kalusugan, kabuhayan at ng karapatan sa ilalim po ng public health emergency. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Honorable Lago. I think not only the leadership of this committee, but the leadership of the House shares the sentiment of the Honorable Ilago that proper support assistance should be given to our social workers who are in effect frontliners in this COVID-19 campaign. So we support the Honorable Lago with that manifestation, and kung mabibigyan niyo po kami ng data tungkol dyan at kung ano matutulong namin, this hearing could be a proper venue to give that support for our social workers in the front lines. Thank you, Honorable Lago. The next is the Honorable Ace Barbers, also from Mindanao. Honorable Barbers is recognized.
Okay.
Good evening, Honorable Barbers. Kindly proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ako po ay kanina pa nag-obserba sa mga katanungan na binigay ng ating mga kasamahan, and it seems that these are all logical questions pointing to the lapses perhaps dun sa distribution ng sinasabi nating social amelioration. I would have asked earlier on the same question na itinanong po ni Congressman Rufus Rodriguez tungkol po dun sa batas na kung saan ay nagsasabi na pang 2 buwan sana itong sinasabi nating SAP. But there seems to be a new policy as stipulated doon sa resolution ng IATF na binabago po ito, no? And clearly na meron pong violation doon sa batas, at ito pong batas ay meron pong penal provisions. Kaya dapat po pag-aralang mabuti muna ito ng IATF bago po nila ihinto yung pag-i-implement ng ito. Inaasahan po ito ng ating mga kababayan na 2 buwan po ang matatanggap nilang ayuda dahil sumobra naman po sa 2 buwan ang ating lockdown o ang ating quarantine. No? There is no clear provision in the law that distinguish or defines differently kung ano yung ECQ at saka yung GCQ. Sinabi lang naman doon na bigyan ng ayuda for the next 2 months. So, natanong na po yan kanina, hindi ko na po uulitin. Another question, maganda po yung sinuggest ni Speaker Cayetano kanina na siguro mas magandang sa susunod ay yung taga-IATF or mismo yung chief implementer ng ating IATF, siyang sumagot dun sa mga katanungan na pwedeng tanungin ng ating mga kasamahan. Bakit ba nagkakaroon ng reklamo ang ating mga kababayan? But just the same, Mr. Chair, I will not belabor that point anymore. No? Kasi very clear naman po yung sagot nila kanina. Meron lang akong isang tanong na kung maaari ay mabigyan ng konting linaw. Itong tanong na ito, napahapyawan kanina ni DSLRA. Ano ba yung barcoding na yan? At sinabi nyo kanina na para maiwasan yung duplication ng pagtanggap ng ayuda. Ang tanong ko in spite of that barcoding na ginawa ninyo, bakit pa ho nagkaroon ng duplication? Konting linaw lang po yan. May I ask the DSWD, Mr. Chair?
The Secretary Pomonag is recognized.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. This question was raised earlier, but nonetheless, we await for all the entries coming from our field officers to come in dito sa central office namin, and then we'll try to review why did these things happen.
Alam niyo po ba more or less kung ilan po ang nagkaroon ng duplication? Meron na po ba kayong record dyan? ASEC Renewables recognized? Ilan po?
Mr. Chair, currently we have 22,000 duplicates.
22,000.
Opo.
Sige.
So the reason why there are duplicates, it's not because of the SAC. So there are other agencies who implemented SAP also, but they did not use the SAC form, just like the small business wage subsidy of the SSS. And most of the duplicates are coming from between the DSWD ESP SAP and the SBWS. Also, some of the Pantawid does not use the SAC because we have their database system. So it's redundant if we will give them the SAC. So doon po may ilan lang din na nag-duplicates. So yun po yung naging reason. So hindi po yung duplicates is coming from those using the SAC form. Those agencies na hindi po gumamit ng SAC form, dun po namin nakukuha, sir, yung most of the duplicates.
Sa makatuwid, hindi po nagdoble ang pangalan sa inyo, kung hindi sa ibang ahensya, meron din silang ibang suporta, kaya parang nagpatong-patong yung tulong o yung assistance na naibigay.
Yes,
Apo.
Mr. Chair. Usually po ang nangyari sa ground is like, for the DSWD, yung head of the family, the tatay is the recipient. But then may anak siya, and then may failure po na na-recognize sa determination na may anak pala na nagtatrabaho sa formal sector. And then suddenly, at some point in time, naka-receive sila sa SSS. So ngayon, isusoli po nila sa DSWD. Doon po nagkaroon ng duplication, sir, minsan.
Honorable Barbers?
Okay, mas maganda at mas klaro ngayon ang sagot. Kaya nga binalik ko yung tanong na yan because kanina pinahapyawan ni DSL Ray at hindi naman tayo nakakuha ng medyo klarong sagot. Although that doesn't necessarily mean, Mr. Chairman, na tayo po ay sang-ayon dun sa kanilang kasagutan dyan sa tanong na yan. But again, no, I will not belabor that issue anymore, no, at babalikan na lang natin sa susunod na pagkakataon. Yung po pang nakatanggap ng doble, Mr. Chairman, swerte tayo dun sa mga nakita natin kanina, may nagsoli, no? And this is no joke because if you're saying 22,000 po ang doble-dobleng nakatanggap, and magkano po ang total amount nitong natanggap na ito, itong 22,000 ito? Number one question. Number two, paano ho ito? Mahahabol pa ba natin ito? Are we going to compel them to return it back to you, DSWD, so that other beneficiaries can avail of it? Ano ba? Ano bang sistema nyo? Because you were not clear-cut in that particular issue. Wala ho kaming, gusto namin malaman kung ano ang plano nyo dyan.
Go ahead, Yusek.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. We have what we call a refund mechanism. And I would like Sec. Joyce Nuwami to explain this refund mechanism process we have at the DSWD.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, as of now, sir, we have 13,000 who have returned the amelioration fund to the department, amounting to like 70 million. And we also have like, the returning of the money is that we are requesting that those who thinks that or we have already duplicated, we are requesting them to return it to the department for the department to be able to use it for the other beneficiaries who are qualified. So all the funds will be returned to the LGU where they have taken the money from the barangay if necessary, and they will have to be given a receipt, or if it is in the municipal or city offices, then they have to go to their treasurer. If not, they could go directly to the field offices of the department, so that that could be given back to the department or to the coffers of the government. In case our beneficiaries have already used up the money or they don't believe that they have duplications, then we have to ask our LGUs to answer for that concern because they were asked to see to it that all the lists that they will be giving to the department should be validated and eligible. So in the MOA, they are our LGUs are the ones who are responsible to see to it that they will be getting back the money that was given, or if it was they have used the money for some other purposes, sir.
Okay, Yusek, clarification lang, no? Sabi mo, merong mechanism para maisole, no? Tama ba ako?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, itong mechanism na to, sinasabi nyo na madaling matrace, malaman kung sino yung nakatanggap ng doble. Tama po ba ito? Okay. Ang tanong ho, kasi this is easier said than done, Yusek, no? And you and I know, and everybody else knows na napakahirap po. Dahil remember, itong beneficiary na binigyan natin ng ayuda ay talaga pong nangangailangan. And chances are, no, more often than not, kapag sila ay nakatanggap na ng ayuda, maaaring diniretso na yan sa grocery, o hindi kaya sa mercury drug, o hindi kaya kung saan na magagamit nila yung pontong yan. So, there is, even if you have a mechanism in place, Yusek, I still doubt, no, kung maibabalik pa natin yan. And you're looking at millions of pesos. So, again, no, Mr. Chairman, sa aking palagay, from day one, no, that we started giving out itong SAP, social amelioration, meron na hong kapalpakan. At dito kasi hindi ho tayo magkakaroon ng ganitong klaseng mga reklamo. Kagaya ng binanggit ni Congressman Datol kanina, maraming mga senior citizen nagre-reklamo. Sinabi rin ni DSWD kanina, maraming constituents siya nagre-reklamo. Sa amin din, maraming nagre-reklamo. Most of the complaints, makikita mo, yung iba hindi nakatanggap. Ang dahilan daw, sabi ng taga-barangay, kasi daw po yung bahay nila bato. Yung iba naman, hindi daw sila binigyan kasi po meron daw silang anak na OFW. Meron naman din na hindi nakatanggap kasi hindi siya supporter ni mayor o hindi siya supporter ni governor o hindi siya supporter ni congressman. So all these things could have been addressed if there was a clear guidelines. Tama kayo, may sinasabi kayo kanina, pero yung sinasabi niyong cascading was there really cascading that happened in the policies that you came up with in the national office? Medyo may tanong tayo ho dyan, Yusek, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Actually, sir, thank you po. There was cascading through our field offices and there were meetings with the local government executives. But as you said, sir, yeah, it's really hard to be able to really see who, if you do not have that clean, if you do not know your constituents, it would be very hard for the LCEs to be able, sir, to identify those eligible constituents for the SAP po. So, yun po yung isa na challenge po ng ating mga LGUs and the same time po for the DSWD as of this time po.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously, Mr. Chair, medyo maaring meron ng polisiyang ginawa sa taas, pero maaring hindi po ito na ibaba doon sa lowest level ng kanilang departamento, which obviously resulted to all these lapses, no, in the implementation of the social amelioration program. Yung pong target beneficiaries natin na 18 million households, doon pa lang mismo nagkaroon na ng konting confusion Households ba o families? Because I don't think you have the same definition of households and families. Kasi there are households na merong 2-3 pamilyang nakatira. Di ba? Alam nyo rin yan. Dahil nakikita yan, sinesurvey nyo yan eh. Madalas dun sa community-based monitoring system, yung sa CBMS nyo sa local government units, monitor nyo yan. So, doon pa lang mismo may problema na. Second, doon sa amount, di ba, we've established that the amounts to be given as part of the SAP would be based on the regional levels rate, no? Correct me if I'm wrong, no? But some of them, if the beneficiaries were informed, may iwasan siguro yung kinupitan ni konsihal, kinupitan ni kagawad, kinupitan ni mayor, because the people will be informed already how much are they supposed to get. Di ba? Lastly, Mr. Chair, hindi obviously merong and the mandate of this committee is to determine the malfeasance, misfeasance, and the nonfeasance of our committed or violated or committed by the public officials. No? Meaning, at the end of this hearing, in our committee report, it will stipulate kung sino yung nag-commit ng ganong klaseng violation. Sa tingin ko. Kasi hindi ho maaayos ito, Mr. Chair, kung hindi po sila makikinig doon sa kagaya ng nabanggit ni Speaker Cayetano kanina. Maraming beses nakipag-dialogue, nakipag-usap, nag-usap na, nagbabago overnight yung mga decisions. So, again, it's just a point that I'd like to raise, Mr. Chair, and hopefully sa susunod nating hearing, klaro na yung mga katanungan o sagot nila doon sa mga katanungan ng ating mga kasamahan. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Barbers, for those questions. We now proceed.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
point
Honorable
of
Lutol.
clarification lang.
Opo.
Doon kay ASEC, para sa kanya tanong neto. Meron po kasing mga senior citizen ako na alam naman natin na social pension lang 500 a month. Ang kanila pong gamot, gaya ng nasabi ko, 1,200, pinakamababa 1,000 a week. Ngayon, doon po sa kanilang tinanggap o tinatanggap buwan-buwan na 500. Kulang na kulang po pambili ng gamot. Kaya nga po yung iba, nagbaka sakali. Nag-apply po sila sa SAP. Meron naman po sinuwerte na nabigyan ng 5,000 pag sa probinsya, 8,000 dito sa NCR. Andito po yung mga sulat sa akin. Paano po namin isosoli ito na ibili na namin ng gamot? Dahil kami ay nag-iisa lang, 2 lang kami mag-asawa, at kami pa ang head of the families. Ngayon, sinasabi sa amin ng aming mga presidente, isoli nyo yan dahil tatanggalin ng DSWD ang pension nyo na lifetime na 500. Paano po ang gagawin natin doon? Alam nyo po, mga taga-DSWD, kami pong mga kongresista, malalambot po ang puso namin pag yung constituent na namin ang lumalapit sa amin. Kahit po, gagawin namin. Sapagkat pinangako namin sa kanila, lahat po kami elected dito. Nung pong kami ay nag-ieleksyon at nagbahay-bahay, ang sabi nung amin, ngayon naman kayo gumante. Kaya nga bumabalik kami, nagbabahay-bahay kami, tinutulungan namin sila. Ano po ba ang maisasagot nyo ron? Yeah. Doon sa mga sinasabi nyo na may nagsusoli sa inyo, yung bang aming senior citizen ay pag hindi nagsole, kakasuhan nyo. Yun lang po ang tanong ko. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
May we request the DSWD to respond? Ito po yung nabigyan na ng SAP, tapos sinasabi ngayon ay disqualified. At tatanggalin po yung kanilang social pension pag hindi nagsoli. Yusek, Lilo, please recognize.
Mr. Chair, yun pong binanggit ni Congressman Datol, pag po sila ay mag-asawa, eligible po sila kasi a family naman po yan, di ba? That's also one form of family. A husband and a wife is a family. Yun pong living alone talaga po ang talagang ineligible because yun po yung nasa guidelines natin and yun naman din po yung nakalagay sa batas natin as per RA 11469 which is household pa nga po, but then the JMC states na inadopt po natin yung family. So ito po ay isang diskusyon sa amin sa DSWD. We are engaging our field offices to get the refunds. Either by, hindi naman po sir yung habang buhay tatanggalan po sila ng sweldo.
Tanong ko lang po, mag-isa ka na sa bahay, mag-isa ka,
Yes sir.
senior citizen ka.
Ineligible po siya sa SAP, but he is eligible to other programs of the DSWD like the regular AIX, outright cash, medical assistance po.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Yes,
It doesn't
sir.
matter. During COVID, huwag na tayong mag-distinguish dyan, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Total naman, klaro naman dito, we will support 18 million households, mag-isa ka sa bahay, senior citizen ka, siguro dapat, ipayagan na natin yan. I don't think there's a violation of the law under the Bayanihan to Act to heal as one. Wala akong nakikitang ganung violation, but nevertheless, wag po na natin pagdebatihan dito. We will give you a chance to react to that and to reply to the query of the Honorable Datol. But I support him on that. I couldn't imagine, you know, an old person, matanda na nga siya, mag-isa siya, mag-avail ng SAP, tapos biglang i-disqualify natin. Parang hindi naman ho tatatama yun. So anyway, in direct hearing, baka po pwedeng i-clarify nyo.
Mr. Chair, under AIX din po, the same program po, the regular AIX po yung ina-avail namin.
Yes, I will
Yes,
catch
sir.
on that, Asek Villoba, but kanina nga po kinlaro ni Speaker Cayetano, yung AIX is for indigents in need of immediate assistance. Dito naman po sa atin, talaga naman nagsabi I'm sure pag tinanong si Presidente, sabihin niya, bigay niyo, baka magalit pa si Presidente dyan. And I would support the assertion of the Honorable Datol. I don't think there's a violation of law. Pero binibigay ko po ang pagkakataon sa inyo, pag-aralan niyo po yan. Napakaliit na bagay po yan para itulong sa ating senior citizens. Sana po wag nating pagdebatehan yung ano niya. But I would also advise the Honorable Datol, pag 70 years old na siya, labanan niya na yan kasi wala naman siyang criminal liability na.
Salamat, Chair.
But please give us, to be serious about it, give us a reply. I don't think it's a sound policy. If
Yes,
you can
Mr.
look into
Chair.
it. Maraming salamat po. So now we proceed to another senior citizen, our Deputy Speaker, Dan Fernandez of Laguna. Honorable Fernandez. If the Honorable Fernandez is not available.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, yes. Go ahead, go
Hello?
ahead.
Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
Good evening, Deputy Speaker Fernandez. Para po kayong nasa shooting. Sa
Hello, can you hear me?
Napakaganda yung lalaki.
Good evening, Lolo Mike. At sa lahat ng mga bisita natin, ng mga resource speakers. A while ago, I was listening to Speaker Cayetano and he was like, really, indeed, he was talking on behalf of the 307 congressmen and women. At ramdam na ramdam natin yung mga sinasabi niya. And specifically, medyo, kaya nag-stay ako dito, gusto kong pakinggan. Gusto ko sanang i-reiterate lamang yung kanyang observation, no? For example, yung sinasabi niya na nag-request siya ng 50,000 food packages na kung saan ay 7,000 lamang yung ibigay sa kanya sa loob ng 57 days. Almost 2 months yun, no? Na kung saan ay 7,000 lamang yung nadala sa kanya. Si Speaker yon, he's talking about himself at sa area niya. What about those other congressmen na katulad ko ako, hindi ako nakakuha ng kahit anong food packages. But what I'm trying to say in here, Mr. Chairman, there's a lot of ways na pwede itong gawin. And I really wanted to ask ang DSWD kung bakit hindi nila na-apply yung ina-apply natin doon sa AIX natin. For example, di ba, kapag bumibili tayo, meron tayong mga indigent na pupunta sa atin at in-issue sila ng prescription. Nagkakaroon tayo ng MOA sa mga drugstores, di ba? And even yung mga punerarya natin, nagkakaroon din tayo ng MOA dito para yung mga tao doon na lang pupunta, tapos bibigyan sila ng murang taol para magamit nila. Have you thought na dapat in-apply natin to dito? Especially, we have like SM, Robinsons, big groceries, big department stores, na kung saan meron tayong tinatawag na prepared ng MOA para pag may calamity tayo, lahat ng LGU, malaki man o maliit, doon na tayo magkakaroon ng MOA sa LG sa mga private stores na kung saan allowed naman sa atin dahil ginagawa na natin. Do you have a policy on this? Ginawa ba na ngayon yan? O maaari nating gawin yan sa susunod na panahon? Anybody from DSWD can answer this?
DSWD is recognized.
Especially siguro sa USEC sa AX.
Ang binabanggit po ni DS Dan, yung pong ginagawa daw ho na meron kayong mga MOA sa mga supermarkets, grocery stores, na instead of giving actual cash, binibigyan na lang ng vouchers para mas maging mabilis at maiwasan po yung delay sa mga releases. Is that correct, Deputy Speaker Fernandez?
Ano nangyayari kasi ngayon, Mr. Chairman, no? Kapag meron tayong kalamidad, well, as big as this one, di ba ang DSWD sila nagpa-package na katulad kanina sinabi nila, di ba, na 20,000 lang yung nagagawa nila in one day. Now, why not delegate this, have a MOA with the different department stores of groceries in every LGU, na kung saan para kapag may kalamidad na kasing laki na nangyari sa atin ngayon, hindi na sila mahihirapan na maging centralized yung pag-package sila ng kanilang mga food reliefs, di ba? So what I'm trying to say, meron na tayong ganyang sistema doon sa mga drugstores natin saka sa mga funeral parlor natin. Hindi ba nila naisip na dapat ito yung in-apply natin para na sa ganun, nung lumabas yung pandemic, yung ating MOA sa mga different groceries or department stores, right away ay in-implement agad natin sa buong Pilipinas.
DSWD.
Were they able to think about this?
Yusek Neri, will you be the one to reply? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Congressman Dan Hernandez. We in fact encourage the forging of MOAs to these industries. For example, in our assistance to individual in crisis situation, many of our regional offices entered into MOA with different pharmacies pertaining to the assistance for medicines. With respect to food assistance, although it's also included in the guidelines to assistance individual in crisis situation, we will also we shall be issuing guidance on this one, encouraging all the field offices to also adopt what has been suggested by Congressman Hernandez. We really welcome that suggestion. In fact, we see it as a good opportunity and also a big possibility to expedite, fast track, and at the same time to render it very convenient to those beneficiaries seeking assistance.
Congressman Dan?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for that answer, Yusek Neri, and it's a welcome development, kasi nga lahat naman ng city, lahat ng munisipyo, lahat ng probinsya, meron tayong mga department store, meron tayong mga groceries. Kung magkakaroon lang talaga tayo ng isang MOA with them, hindi na tayo mahihirapan kapag meron tayong pandemic na katulad nito. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, kapag yung mga tao papupuntahin mo na lang sa SM o papupuntahin mo na lang sa Robinson o sa malaking grocery doon na lang sila pipila, meron social distancing, makukuha nila yung kanilang mga food packs na magagaling sa DSWD. So in other words, nagpapasalamat ako at merong plano at wini-welcome ng DSWD yung ating suggestion na para ma-expedite, para hindi ma-centralize yung package ng ating relief goods. Sa susunod na tanong ko, Mr. Chairman, I'll be asking din yung sinabi kasi kanina ni Speaker. The Speaker was trying to tell us na yung pagre-release natin pagda-download natin ng pondo ng AX natin sa isang LGU, inaabot ng almost 52 days. Now, I really wanted to find out how it worked, So magre-request ang DSWD sa DBM. Ang DBM magre-release ng certain pondo. Tapos itong pondong to saka pa lamang i-release sa LGU. At kapag yung perang yon na liquidate na, saka pa lang uli pwede kang maglagay ng another pondo. Yung ba ang tamang procedure, Mr. Chairman? Can you enlighten me on this matter? Kasi medyo naguguluhan ako. Kasi, for example, no, even sa payouts natin, sa payouts natin, kinukulang pa rin tayo ng tao. Masyado na atang nachochok ang DSWD sa lahat ng responsibilidad that even yung our payouts, napipeg lang tayo in a certain amount dahil nga kulang ang manpower ng DSWD. Is this one of the problems na yung manpower o yung pagre-release ng pera ng DBM o yung pagda-download ng pera sa LGU? What are the problems that existed? Kaya medyo nagiging irritable ng mga district dahil nga nakikita nila na parang ano ba yung problema? Kulang ba sa manpower? O hindi ba binababa ng DBM yung pera? O hindi binababa ng DSWD yung pera para sa LGU? Ano talaga ang problem doon?
DSWD.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, and may I ask a distinction on what particular transfer of funds is this honorable referring to, because there is the SAP and the AIX. As to the assistance to individual in crisis situation, as of October of 2018, the Office of the President directed the DSWD, directing the DSWD of no downloading of funds of AIX. However, during the time of COVID, we sought intervention assistance from the Office of the President to qualify. That is the reason why ES Majaldea sent a memo March 21 allowing the downloading of AIX funds to own. However, it limits only to the ECQ. So there is that was last March 22 of 2019. So we were already given the imprimatur of the Office of the President to download AIX. Immediately, we cascaded the same to the regional offices. And we do not see any. I hope Congressman Dan Hernandez would enlighten me as to where would that particular delay in the MOA, because we gave it enough leeway to our regional officers to forge whatever MOA they can enter into with the local government units insofar as the AIX is concerned. It is different in terms of the SAP because there's a pro forma MOA.
Yes.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Honorable Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I was listening to Speaker Alan Cayetano when he was saying about the 52 days na bago na release yung pagda-download doon sa area ng I think sa Batangas. He was saying about ganong kahaba. But honestly, Mr. Chairman, nung sinabi ni Yusek Neri that it was the Office of the President who have issued these guidelines na ma-hold muna yung pagda-download ng AIX, that I understand. But the problem is, sana, on the part of the DSWD, they try to explain to the Office of the President na iba yung AIX. Di ba? Ito yung ano natin yung assistance natin sa individual na in crisis Iba naman yung sa nangyayari sa SAP. But be that as it may, nangyari na yon, at least sana next time dapat maidepensa din po natin yung position natin. Dahil nga, iba yung programa ng AIX saka yung programa ng SAP. Now, moving forward dun po sa susunod nating katanungan, nasagot na naman ako ni Yusek Neri doon. Nagtataka lang po ako kasi nung I remember nung nag-privilege speech po ako dyan sa Kongreso, during the research that I did about doon sa tinatawag nating mga household, according sa Philippine Statistics Agency, meron tayong tinatawag na 26.7 million na household. But dito sa record na isinabit sa atin, which nung inaprubahan natin yung Bayanihan Act 11469, lumalabas na 18 million lang. And then now nagdagdag tayo ng 5 million. Ang tanong ko, Mr. Chairman, saan nila nakuha tong information about this 18 million and 5 million are the exact numbers of our household in the whole country? Anybody can answer that, Mr. Chairman?
If I may, Mr. Chair, if I get it
Yes.
right, the good congressman is asking on whether or not the 18 million households are sufficient for the social amelioration program. Is that what is being asked by Congressman Dan?
Yusek Neri, ang tinatanong ko po ay, okay, saan po natin pinagbasihan, anong statistics po natin kinuha yung 18, that is 23 million na household sa buong Pilipinas. We're talking about 18 plus 5 is 23 million, di ba? Pero according sa Philippine Statistics Agency, lumalabas na meron tayong almost 26.7 million na household. Paano ba natin i-justify yun? Are we sure that this 23 million is the exact numbers of the household in the Philippines? Saan natin kinuha po yung yung basis?
Yes, Dan, you have already exceeded your time, but we will allow DSWD to...
Mr. Chairman, meron lang ako. Last
4.6 million is the estimate of the PSA for 2020 July. So ito po yung pinagbasihan. And dito po sa 24.6 million, ibinase po ng ating mga economic managers na 18 million are those belonging to the low-income families, meaning working on the informal sectors. While the 6 million po, sila po yung mga tao na nagwo-work sa government, sa formal sector, yun pong sa mga private sector, as well as the upper strata. So sila po yung 6. So kaya pag tinotal mo po siya, yung 24.6 estimated PSA ng July 2020 po, sir.
So in other words, Mr. Chairman,
It's the Philippine Statistics Authority that gave that.
yeah.
Okay, for your
Mr.
last
Chairman,
question, Fernandez, go ahead.
So Mr. Chairman, in other words, ay yun ang workforce ng na sinasabi niya yung 24.6. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so last Mr. Chairman, kanina kasi I was listening to kanina kay Congressman Datol, sinasabi niya sa social pension. Kanina minention natin yung ICT-MS, na kung saan na meron silang tinatawag na yung bang refund mechanism, na 22,000 yung recorded natin na nabigyan ng na magre-refund, at 13,000 na rin po yung sinasabi natin na dapat na nag-refund na. We have this power of oversight in this honorable committee, and probably to help to expedite the positivity of all these people who have been given the duplication ng SAP. Siguro we ask the DSWD to furnish us also by district para ma-confirm natin itong mga duplication na to. And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, I would like also to ask, kasi alam niyo doon sa 4Ps natin, saka sa social pension, gusto ko lang malaman kung yung ICTMS natin may power to determine kung yung mga listahan natin ng social pension saka doon sa 4Ps natin, namatay na, o lumipat na, o nag-abroad na. Those are the things that we need to find out. Kasi nga, we're talking about billion of pesos giving to social pensioners, but hindi natin alam, baka iba doon patay na, binibigyan pa natin. Palagay ko yung sinasabi sa atin kanina ni Congressman Datol. At the same time, last na to, Mr. Chairman, before they answer that, ang isang tanong ko na lang po ay, kanina po ay we were talking about dun sa Region 4A. Region 4A to, kay Lucia Almeda, na kung saan ay I was able to talk to Regional Director Lucia Almeda, at nung nangyari nga to, medyo naawa din ako sa kanya, at ngayon nga parang siya lang na-focus dito. Ang tanong ko po sa inyo, ito ba nangyari sa Region 4 na kung saan yung distribution ng SAP saka ng AX ay parang napag-isa? Nangyari ba din ito sa ibang region? Are we alone in Region 4A that use one policy for SAP and AIX. And at the same time, yung distribution ng AIX for 2019 ay na-distribute din ng Region 4A. Nangyari din ba ito sa ibang region, Mr. Chairman?
DSWD.
Yes, Director Almeida could answer that from Region 4A.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Kong Dan, that the 2019 fund ay ito po yung binanggit ko po sa inyo na ito po ay na-disburse po natin because of a letter na kailangan pong ma-disburse, at nauna po yung letter ng kailangan ma-disburse siya ng 100% doon sa na late na approval na may continuing fund na December 20 na po siya. So ito pong 2019 na to ay doon po ito sa mga walk-in clients po natin, na doon din po sa mga constituents ng buong Calabarzon na na-provide po natin yung assistance.
Mr. Chairman, I know yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Lucy. I'm already knowledgeable about that. What I'm asking is sa buong Pilipinas, kung yung pagdi-distribute ba ng AIX noong 2019 dahil nga mag-expired na, di ba? Yung wala naman tayong continuing fund doon at na-approbahan lang ng Kongreso on the last part of December. Kaya nagastos na directors yung AIX na naka-intend sa mga distrito. So, ang tanong ko, Region 4A lang ba ang nagkaroon ng ganitong problema o nagkaroon din ng problema ang ibang region? Palagay ko, Yusek, can answer this.
Go ahead, DSWD.
Yes, Mr. Chair, some other regions also experience the same problems.
Thank you, the Honorable.
How many regions? Mr. Chairman, how many regions po?
What's that, DS Fernandez? How many regions?
How many regions po yung ganito parehong sitwasyon na nangyari?
3 po.
3 regions, Honorable Fernandez.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Chairman, I would like to thank the family of DSWD. Unfortunately po, talagang medyo tingin ko po ay nabigla tayo sa nangyari na pandemic na to. And hindi tayo nakapag-prepared. But having said that, Mr. Chairman, considering that we in Congress have already approved the Department of Disaster Resiliency Act of 2019, sana maaprubahan na to para na sa ganun ay ma-unburden na rin ang problema na kinakaharap ng DSWD natin. But at any rate, we would like to congratulate ang ating pong DSWD for a job well done. No? Considering lang na may mga problems that arises, but at the end of the day, masasabi din po natin na first time natin nangyari ito na buong mundo ay nagka-problema, but we were able to rise on the equation. So, Mr. Chairman, maraming po salamat at mabuhay po ang bansang Pilipinas.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez. Wag po ka naman kayo mag-alala dahil meron pa naman po tayong hearings tungkol dito, and we will exhaustively, as stated by the Speaker, look into the different details, the different problems that we have experienced as regards the distribution of the social amelioration program. Ang ating pong COMSEC, pwede po kayo magpalista. Meron na po nagpalista for the next hearing for a second round para kung may mga katanungan po kayo. So with that, again, thank you, Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez. We proceed to the Honorable Crystal Bagatsing of Manila. The Honorable Bagatsing is recognized. Honorable Bagatsing. If the Honorable Bagatsing is not anymore in the, well, at any given time, pag bumalik naman po, we can recognize her. We now proceed from the minority, the Honorable Arlene Brosas. Is Congresswoman Arlene Brosas in Zoom right now?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Yes, maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. No? Magandang gabi sa lahat ng nariyan, sa mga guests and everybody. At lalong-lalo na sa mga colleagues ko na nariyan pa rin sa Zoom. Mr. Chair, just a quick manifestation. Gusto ko sanang magbigay ng susog. Kaugnay sa sinabi ninyo kanina na sana po ang ating DSWD Secretary ay nandyan. No? At sana po ay nakaharap natin ang ating DSWD Secretary dahil naniniwala po tayo na dapat yung executive na accountable, no, ang nakakausap natin dahil ginagawa naman po talaga ito ng Kongreso. And for the past Congresses, ang DSWD Secretary po ay humaharap sa atin, Mr. Chair. On to my question, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Congresswoman Broses.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To my question, about 98% po of the intended beneficiaries of the SAP had been served as of June 12, according to sa President's report. Ano po? Sa recent report to Congress on the government's pandemic response dated June 15. Noong huling report ng Pangulo, ganito rin yung datos at walang paggalaw. Ibig sabihin po, yung mga households, marami pa rin ang hindi nabibigyan mula nang magsimula ang ECQ. Bakit po hindi pa rin tayo tapos sa first tranche hanggang ngayon, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead, the Honorable...
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Firstly, I would like to answer that the Secretary would have wanted to join us actually in our rehearsals. He was part of the rehearsals that we conducted. Second one is I would like to inform you that for the first tranche, we have already achieved 98% completion. So that is already a good percentage accomplishment for the DSWD. And we have just started the second tranche for payout in CAR in Region 3 and tomorrow in Region 1. So numbers are moving up and we have already rolled down the second tranche. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman Broses. Honorable Broses is recognized. No audio.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kung tutuusin, kakarampot po yung target beneficiaries ng gobyerno, kasi sabi nga natin 18 million yung Pero hanggang ngayon, di pa rin matapos-tapos, hindi nga covered ang lahat ng apektado ng COVID-19. Katulad po ng sinabi ni DSL Ray kanina, nagsuggest nga siya na 1,000 per tao, per individual. Hindi pa natin ma-hit yung target, Mr. Chair. Ang nakakabahala rito, nagsimula na yung distribution para sa second tranche, tama po ba, ng SAP. But agencies have failed to come up with a better list of beneficiaries and to coordinate with local officials. Isa po ba to sa mga pinoproblema ng DSWD sa ngayon? Bago po natin simulan yung second tranche, ano po yung binago ng ahensya sa sistema ng distribution? We need to know, Mr. Chair, so we can move forward with a better and more efficient system of distribution, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, we have considered that. As I mentioned earlier, yung 98% accomplishment rate ng DSWD in terms of beneficiaries and fund distribution, that speaks well of the hard effort ng DSWD to reach out yung ating mga kababayan, especially those who are eligible to receive. Now, yung hindi makaka-receive, sinasabi natin 98% na, they will belong to the, mapapasama po sila sa 5 million waitlisted natin. We earmark for the second tranche.
Mr. Chair, kaya ko po tinatanong yan kasi yung better list of beneficiaries, kung doon po nagkakaproblema, dapat po yun yung i-hit natin. No? Halimbawa, may mga karanasan po tayo, actually kasama po ako sa makikipag-dialogue sana sa DSWD at hindi kami naharap. At ang sinabi ng actually mga Quezon City po ito na mga nanay na hindi nakakuha ng SAP, na nagbabaka sakali na makakakuha sila ng SAP, mga taga Marikina na mga drivers na hindi rin po nakakuha ng SAP at hindi po nasa original listing talaga ng LGU. Tinanong po namin sa DSWD particular, ang sabi po ng DSWD, pumunta po kayo sa LGU, sabi ng LGU, pumunta po kayo sa barangay, pagdating sa barangay, hindi ulit nabigyan, balik ulit sa DSWD, ganun po yung nangyayari, Mr. Chair. Kaya ako po tinatanong kung bakit, kung ito ba ang problema, ang list of beneficiaries at yung coordination natin with the local officials. Para nang sa ganun, itong second tranche po na sinasabi natin, na kung meron kang babaguhin sa sistema ng distribution, ano po yun, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, yung determination ng target beneficiaries is vested dito sa ating mga LGUs, knowing na they know their constituents. Now, ito yung naging isa sa mga concerns natin. Now, going to your questions, for the next tranche, ano ang dapat nating baguhin dito? For sure, we want to hasten and fast-track the distribution, and that is through the use of digital payments. Ongoing na yung aming we have already forged memorandum agreements sa mga bangko pertaining to the implementation of this Relief Agad system, which we believe would fast-track the distribution of emergency subsidy program. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, obviously yung una ko pong tanong, ang sinabi lang na sagot ay tungkol sa digital na method. Pero yung relation po with the LGUs na kailangan, kasi alam ko po inaangal talaga ng mga LGUs dito dahil kulang naman talaga ang sinasabi nila, and they make up for whatever it is na kulang sa ngayon na kailangan bigyan nila, dahil hindi naman pwedeng hindi bigyan ng amelioration, lalong-lalo na yung mga pinakamahihirap nating mamamayan. But on to my next question, Mr. Chair, this tungkol po ito sa SAP distribution, na there was a confusion on whether or not all Filipinos will be given cash aid. At first, the government said that everyone will be given aid. Tapos, pero nung pinaipasa na dito sa Kongreso ang emergency powers, biglang bumaliktad. Hindi pala lahat dahil may quota system. Under the quota system, each municipality or city will be given a fixed amount from the 200 billion SAP fund based on the DOF na data from the 2015 census. The local government units were right to oppose this, as under this system, the government, the number of beneficiaries they were supposed to give money to will be far smaller than those who were qualified to receive the cash assistance. Will the agency still adopt this problematic scheme? Yung 2015 pa rin po ba na census ang gamit natin ngayon? Ano na po ang mga pagbabago na ginawa, or ano yung mga ginagawa ngayon ng DSWD?
The Honorable Brosas, after the reply, I'll give you another, you have already surpassed your time, but I will still give you another minute or two to wrap up. Please,
Yes, one question na lang po. Yes.
Head ASEC Villova.
Ang pinaka-current survey po natin is the 2015 survey of the PSA. So, ang technical working group po ng SAP ay ginamit po ito, pero naka-factor po dito yung population growth ng 1.7%, and also factoring in the in and out migration. Hence, yun pong ating figure na 15.4 million in 2015, naging 18 million po siya in 2020. So this is consistent with the PSA po din na survey, ma'am. So, ito po, katulad nga po nung sinabi namin kanina, nung wala pa po yung RA 11469, the DSWD proposed for a universal po sana na pagbibigay ng social amelioration depending on the family size. But the RA 11469 limits the DSWD to 18 million po. So, kaya po, yun po yung naging ano namin, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, ASEC, gusto ko pong malaman yung sinasabi ninyo na ibig bang sabihin nito madadagdagan ng beneficiaries ngayong second tranche? Ngayong second tranche, madadagdagan ang number of beneficiaries ngayong second tranche? Does this mean yung second tranche po, ibig sabihin ba nun, yung the same na binigyan before, yun yung second tranche? Or is it different? Or how many percent din yung maidaragdag sa if magdaragdagan, how many percent ang madadagdag sa second tranche?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, it would still be around 18 million for the second tranche. 8.5 million would come from low-income families in areas under ECQ. Plus 3.5 million waitlisted families in areas under ECQ, plus around 5 million waitlisted families. Yun yung sinasabi nating sila yung mga hindi nabigyan during the first tranche, but still they are qualified to receive. So overall, still around 18 million for the second tranche.
18 million Kong Brosas, pero yung dagdago 5 million from the original 18 million. So may mga
Mr. Chair,
hindi makakatanggap. Doon sa first tranche ng 18 million, may hindi makakatanggap. Pero yung second tranche naman ng 18 million, may 5 million at tinagdag na hindi nakatanggap dati.
5 million, Mr. Chair, would come from a national coverage. Yung 5 million.
National coverage. Apo. Honorable Rosas, last question please.
Yes, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang sabihin na may clamor talaga for more beneficiaries and higher cash aid para sa atin. Lalong-lalo na ngayon na marami ang nawalan ng trabaho and the prices of goods and services continue to increase. Ngayon, on to my last question po, tungkol po ito sa transportation. Alam ko po, natanong na kanina yung ilan. Ang gusto ko lang pong malaman dito sa mga nawalan natin na jeepney driver ng kabuhayan sa isang iglap. Sa joint circular hinggil sa second tranche ng SAP, sinasabi na hindi na kailangan ng proof na ang tanging source of income ay pagmamaneho. Retroactive pa ito, Mr. Chair. Ilan ang tinatayang masasaklaw na jeepney drivers kung gayon sa second tranche? Kasi kung sabihin nyo kanina, naka 30, how many ano po yun? 38,000 ang nabigyan for the first tranche. At ngayon pong second tranche, how many ang masasaklaw na jeepney drivers nito? Mula sa porsyento ng kabuuang bilang ng affected jeepney drivers natin ngayon.
Yes, go ahead, Yusek. Yusek Mary is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Those drivers belonging to the transport group in the National Capital Region will still receive in the second tranche. The 98,132 that were assisted through first tranche will still receive in the second tranche. The remaining drivers outside NCR were already referred to the field offices to be part of the waitlisted. And as mentioned by the Secretary in one of his interviews, he will prioritize the payouts for the second tranche, those drivers who were unable to receive in the second tranche.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Yusek. Mr. Chair, kaya po natin tinatanong to kasi ngayon we are all aware na ang laki-laki ng problema ng ating mga jeepney drivers ngayon. Kasi nagawa nga natin na mabigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga modern jeepney drivers na ang kumikita ngayon ay mga manufacturers, bumili tayo ng maraming mga modern jeepney, pero yung mga simple nating mga chuper at jeepney drivers nahihirapan ngayon kasi some of them ay walang SAP, hindi eligible sa SAP, nagka-problema, kinulong pa nga nung nagreklamo dahil nung nakaraan, 2 piston po, 6 piston members po sa Caloocan ang kinulong. Yan po yung problema, no? Kailangan po nating tugunan yung pangangailangan ng ating mga jeepney drivers dahil pangkabuhayan po talaga ito. Totoo po na hindi tayo upo sa modernization, ano? Pero kapag ang nagsasacrifice po ay yung mga maliliit nating mamayan dahil wala na nga silang trabaho, wala silang SAP, tapos wala silang pagkain, magkakaproblema po talaga tayo doon. Mr. Chair, that's my last point. Kung ano ang plano, actually hindi nga ito directed lang sa DSWD. It should be directed also to the LTFRB at saka sa iba pang mga ahensya. Lalong-lalo na ang plano ng executive kaugnay dito. No? Kung may plano ba talaga silang i-modify yung mga units at ano talaga yung suporta na maibibigay nila dito. Anong perspective ng ating gobyerno sa jeepney? Na, lalong-lalo na sa mga jeepney drivers na hindi kaya na bumili ng mga modern jeepneys na yan o hindi kaya yung mga modern jeepneys na yan sa ngayon. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Maraming salamat, Honorable Arlene Rosas. Ngayon po, pagpaumantin ninyo dahil po sa susunod na hearing, yung po mga magtatanong ngayong gabi, ang sabi lang kung pwedeng i-reschedule na lang sila for the second round in the next hearing. So, para po sa listahan, para lang po malinaw, ang mauna po si Honorable Violago, the next will be the Honorable Salo, the Honorable Kimbo, the Honorable Sabellano, the Honorable Bagatsing, the Honorable Barbers and the Honorable Castro has also signified their intention in the second round of the next hearing. I-announce po ng ating committee secretariat, ibibigay sa ating imbitasyon kung kailan po yung final na schedule para po sa ating susunod na hearing. We would like to thank all our members of the committee now in Zoom. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Of course, we would like to thank our guest, our undersecretaries, all the ASECs and the directors who are here with us, the regional directors. Pasensya po, pagpasensyahan niyo po dahil bawal mag-serve ng pagkain dito sa plenary pero meron pong snacks sa Stout Lounge. For the information of our members, wala hong kumakain dito sa amin sa plenary. And of course, in ending, let me also recognize our Honorable Majority Floor Leader who has been with us since this afternoon, the representative of the senior citizens who also was with us since this afternoon. Ang ating pong speaker ay kakalabas lang po ng premises ng batasan, nagtrabaho din po ng buong hapon. So with that, I would like to suspend the hearing for the next meeting which will be properly announced. So maraming salamat po at magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Session suspended.